Hope everybody had a good weekend. It is Monday morning, and I am meteorologist Johnny Lively here to go into our Monday morning forecast. You can see that it has been active, to say the least, across the region. This is thanks to our sponsor of Do Good Credit Union. We can zoom in here and show how active it was this morning from Liberty County down to Jefferson County and even parts of southwest Louisiana. Look at that heavy rainfall that we have seen. Lots of lightning also associated with these storms as well, too. We've seen Sabine Pass getting really heavy rainfall this morning. We'll talk about the totals they had. But here we are in satellite and radar the last 6 hours. You can see it was awfully quiet overnight, but once we got to 2, 3 a.m. this morning, it really started picking up across the region, mainly right over Beaumont into Liberty and parts of southwest Louisiana. Houston and Huntsville and College Station really kind of missing out on all of that. Heaviest rainfall was over Sabine Pass and Port Arthur. Sabine Pass, a little over 3 inches of rain. Here in Beaumont, we were a little over a half an inch. Over there further west, you go into Baytown, just under half an inch. In Houston, nothing at all so far yet. Current temperatures sponsored by Dana Simmons Real Estate Team. Here in Beaumont, we're currently at 73 degrees. Houston at 79. Lake Charles at 77 and down towards the coast. You can see where Sabine Pass typically would be into the mid to upper 70s. All that rain's keeping them at currently at 73 degrees. Here's our newest sponsor. We're so excited to have Modern Concrete and Materials. We have a construction forecast ongoing. We've got the rain right now this morning, but once we get later to around 10 all the way to 2 p.m., we are possibly expecting a window of opportunity of getting some things done. The rain kind of dies down, and then once we get back into the 3, 4, 5 p.m. hours, we expect that isolated to possibly scattered showers and storms starts pushing back into our region. And here's our weather maker that we're dealing with right now. We've got that upper level low, this trough pushing into our region, bringing us the energy and the showers and thunderstorms that we need. But even as we slide into the end of the week on Thursday, sponsored by Neutron Electrical Services, you can see high pressure ridge bills over Florida. This continues to bring the flow out of the south, giving us that moisture, keeping the rain chances alive, not only the next couple of days, but even the next 5 to 7 days. Here we are on Monday, lots of deep tropical moisture over there into the central to eastern Gulf, keeping the rain chances alive. But as we get into the middle part of this week, especially at the end of the week, watch high levels of moisture start pushing back into our region, keeping the rain chances pretty healthy as we get into Friday and into the weekend. But let's talk about the short term. Here's our future forecast right now for today. We've got the showers and storms, but here we are 10, 11 o'clock this morning. Should get a window of opportunity of not having any rain here in southeast Texas. Still active over there in southwest Louisiana. And then later on this afternoon, here we are with some isolated showers and storms possible again once we get to 4 or 5 p.m. And then we could have some storms overnight, but watch as we get into Tuesday morning. It starts getting active again along the I-10 corridor and down towards the coast. But as we get into the active afternoon, we expect it to get pretty active again, possibly 50 to 60% coverage on Tuesday afternoon. And as we see the rainfall to come the next 2 days, really throughout the day today, and then tomorrow, we're expecting another half inch of rain for some areas, but some of these isolated areas could get another 1, 2 to 3 inches of rain. This is actually showing that Sabine Pass could get 4 to 5 inches of rain in the next 2 to 3 days. They've already got 3 inches, so if they get another 1 to 2, well, they could get 4 to 5 inches of rain when it's all said and done. So you can see not everybody's going to get rain. We're expecting 50 to 60% coverage across the board. And if you do get rain, it'll be anywhere from a half an inch to possibly an inch, but these isolated areas could get a little bit higher, up to 2 to 3 inches. And that's exactly what we've seen today. Now, as we slide over, getting into our high temperature forecast sponsored by Dana Simmons, thanks to all the rain and the clouds, we're going to be stuck into the low to mid 90s, which is not bad at all for August by any means. Houston and Conroe was in the upper 90s last week and over the weekend, but clouds and rain keeping them down into the low 90s. Overnight lows tonight will be into the low 70s and 80s down towards the coast. Only one area we're really going to monitor right now, and this is 97L. This is just off the coast of Africa, and I shouldn't say just off the coast. This is just west of Africa. This is going to continue moving westward. Likely will be a tropical storm in the next couple of days, and it looks to be a hurricane by the end of the week and into the weekend, and we'll talk about its track coming up. And here it is on satellite. Doesn't look too bad. Possibly a tropical depression already, but the National Hurricane Center hasn't said anything just yet, but we'll continue to monitor really throughout the day. But again, this should be a tropical storm pretty soon, if not a hurricane by the end of the week. This will deal with some dry air from the Saharan dust. This is dry, stable air, and you can see where that spin is, but look at that window of opportunity. It's kind of separated itself, bubbled itself off, or shielded itself off from this dust and tropical this dust from the Saharan, if I could talk this morning, you can see it kind of just shields itself off from all this dry, stable air. So this is why we're expecting this probably will get going by the middle to end of this week. Again, something to think about. This is 8, 9, 10 days away. So it's very far away. Plenty of time to keep an eye on this. And current model data is actually wanting to bring this towards the Bahamas and then curve out, possibly going towards Bermuda early to middle part of next week. Still, we'll keep an eye for areas along the East Coast. Low chance it goes towards the East Coast. Being that it's so far out, we still kind of need to keep an eye on this. But the latest trends are wanting to kind of curve this away, going away from the Caribbean, going away from the Gulf, and going more towards Bermuda. But we will still keep an eye on this, especially for those areas along the East Coast. But the next 5 to 7 days, no issues at all for the Caribbean and even the Gulf. Rain chances staying alive for the next couple of days, really the next 5 to 7 days here in southeast Texas. Thanks to all the rain and the clouds, keeps our temperatures into the low 90s. Same song and dance in southwest Louisiana. High rain coverage today and on Tuesday, and then it sticks around all this week. And as we get into the weekend, looks like more locally heavy rainfall is possible. So everybody have a good Monday. We'll continue to have updates throughout the day. We'll talk about tropics every single day. Have a good Monday. Have a good week. And thanks for tuning in to Gulf Coast Weather Solutions.